Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the second game between Resurgence and Sage Gaming. And I'm Babel. Joining me today is Zenden as well as Wayne the Big Fella on production. Hope you guys enjoy discussing coverage. We have a very interesting position right now. We thought the series was going to be close. Unfortunately, Resurgence just proved that they are one step ahead of the competition, maybe many steps ahead of the competition. And Sage, the best scenario for them here is if they can take a game of Resurgence and they win against POB next week. That's the best for them. And we'll see how that's going to work out. Here we go. The draft is ready. It's Infernal Shrines. Sage is going to be on the left side. Resurgence is on the right. And Sage, because they have the lower seed, they get to decide if they want map pick or first pick. And they have decided to go for map pick. They pick Infernal Shrines again. Resurgence will be having the first pick. They pick and ban, or rather they ban out Uther. Sage bans out Jaina. Kilthas is a possibility here, but Tyrande is not banned. That could have been a mistake. Not banning Tyrande means RSG gets it. It is such a prized pick for Resurgence. For anyone in this world, they all dream of one lady. That is Tyrande. If they get Tyrande, man, Hunter's Mark is so good. There's just so many things that is currently wrong with Tyrande, which is why everybody bans Tyrande in the first pick and ban. It's such a still meta. But there we go. Maybe a mistake, maybe a trap. Let's see how Sage deals with this. Resurgence now have got two more options. They clearly don't have the Muradin, but if they get the ETC, that's really awesome. Synergy in the early game with Tyrande. There's also no Jaina. They lose Kilthas and Muradin. They have a lot of other picks that's available. Johanna is also a possibility here. I would actually opt to go for a Raynor pick. I think Raynor is a great pick against Muradin. It will be the ETC. So ETC Tyrande, it's a stun, and a bit of a stun lock composition with Hunter's Mark doing a lot more damage on that target. And it's going to be Zagara. Why not? Zagara is so good soloing a lane, and Zagara really just have the potential to push down any lane at all. Infernal Shrines is a big battleground. So, guys, with Zagara, you're always going to get advantage in this battleground. Even if it's a big team fight, Devouring Maw is going to be good enough. Just don't misclick into the Nidus network. That just didn't work out. We saw that in the Malaysia, I think, tournament. Somebody picked that up. Sonya getting banned now. Wow, okay. They're not going to give Sonya to Resurgence, ETC. Sonya would have been really disastrous for Sage Gaming to deal with. But they actually have a pick advantage here. So they also don't want Sonya themselves. What this means is they're not hot up for Uther because it already got banned. No Uther. Sonya is not as good. They still decides to ban it anyway. Karazim getting banned. So Nelra will not have the ability to play Divine Palm. And I think Resurgence kind of figured it out that Nelra is the player that they want to kind of target ban against. Two supports getting banned out on the side of Resurgence against Nelra. Karazim. We've seen, and Uther, we've seen the Divine Palm connect really well last week. In this week's game for Nelra, it didn't really connect. I think only 1 out of 3 times it was used. The whole team also didn't have the early game advantage. If you pick Muradin Kilthas, you're expected to rotate because you have the advantage. But against ETC Tyrande, you got to be very careful. Picking Raynor here, it's a late game insurance. But they have to be very clear that it provides no advantage in the early game. Malfurion getting picked up, it really stacks up well in the early sight. But Vala, it's also going to be Vala once again. Vala, Malfurion. Vala with AoE damage. No Malfurion for AoE heals for the side of Resurgence. They probably will still go with Rhaegar. Tanuki is known as one of the more Rhaegar-centric support player in Singapore. And he's been playing a lot of support, mostly Rhaegar. In tournaments, Resurgence is not afraid to drop Rhaegar for Tanuki. Regardless, here they need to get a support. I'm thinking of going for Tesla with Tyrande as a viable secondary support with more damage-oriented build. Definitely Rhaegar. Tyrande is also fantastic. Maybe Bloodlust auto-attack Tyrande. I don't know. Resurgence, they are like the big spenders right now. They can afford to lose one game, but they don't want to do that. If they win 3 points here. I think that as long as they don't lose a game in next week's, you could say competition against Relics, they will be able to win this one. And all Relics need is just one game. There we go. Feldstad getting picked up. Feldstad's really good against this comp that Sage Gaming has drafted. They're all backline. And the problem with all backline is that as long as there is a catchment area, if it's going to be Lyric, it's fun. But even if it's not Lyric, Feldstad forces the disengage. It could also be used aggressively, and in this instance, I think it may actually be used aggressively. They got the Zagara to zone and also to split the fight in two. Puts themselves in a great advantage. Zeratul once again. So more crowd control for Resurgence. This week we're seeing a lot of Zeratul getting picked up here in the Spring Pro League. Now for Sage Gaming, one last pick. Probably going to be a Warrior. What's it going to be? They already have the Vala, Malfear, and Kel'Thas picked up along with Muradin. They're looking for a win here. And it's not good for them if they don't get a win. That would mean that they are already out for the count. They will finish this tournament with 4 points maximum if they win against POB next week. If they don't win against POB, they're going to finish this tournament with 1 point. Maybe 2 if it's a tie. But just in a nutshell, they're not going to qualify. They're not going to win the Pro League. They're going to finish up the draft with a Johanna, which is understandable. Now, if you look at the objective of this battleground, clearly, I would say clearly Sage Gaming has the advantage here. They got Kel'Thas Chain Bomb at level 13. They got also Vala multi-shot build going in. Johanna with Night Takes Pawn. Would love to see Eternal Retaliation, but most teams these days do not want to go for that. I think Johanna is kind of flexible with Loss of Hope maybe. With level 7. Probably going in for what looks like the Conviction. I really like Conviction, but if it's Battle Momentum, I also understand absolutely. No questions there whatsoever. It does reduce the cooldown of every single ability on that side. So if you look at the objective of this battleground, clearly it will go in favor here for Sage Gaming. But the problem here is that there is a Tyrande. And the Tyrande factor is not something that you can discount simply because that is a hero that everyone in the world that's playing competitive wants to play. They all want that Tyrande because it's so good. That Hunter's Mark with Ranger's Mark level, going in, level 1, it is just so effective. Lowers the cooldown. You have also vulnerability applied. With scaling, that does so much damage. And I'm thinking that this is going to be really, really interesting for me. Resurgence, they win here, they're in a great spot. Sage, if they win here, we have, once again, all 3 teams in a good spot. That's Resurgence, Relics, and Sage. It looks like it's going to be a tiebreaker, a huge tiebreaker, a 3-way tiebreaker if Sage wins here. So I would like to tell you guys to follow us on Twitter right now at BlizzSEA. Use the hashtag SGSpringPro. And basically, we're going to read out tweets along the way. Once again, guys, thank you for tuning in. I am absolutely elated to have you guys here. Personally, I know this is a very, very small scene compared to NA, EU, and China, and even Korea. And would say for sure that Singapore is one of the more competitive region already in Southeast Asia. But regardless, this is gonna be really fun to watch, and I think that I'm hyped. Hopefully, Sage makes it interesting for us. But for Resurgence, they just proved the point. Last week they are like 3 to 4, even 5 level ahead of Power of Belief. This week they are 3 level ahead of Sage Gaming. And Sage, they won a game of Relics last week. For Resurgence, all they did was change up the roster. They included CW and Zappy as permanent members in this lineup, and look what that did. Look what that did. That just leveled up the team so much. The amount of plays from Zappy, he was the main playmaker in the last game. But it is going to be Infernal Shrines right now. Feldstad will be the main playmaker. We also got Zeratul Zagara for a big wombo combo with the ETC Mosh Pit. Probably want to be very careful about this one. Zeratul is a very squishy target, and if he does go down, half of the damage is already gone. Zagara does not have much of a burst, kind of like a very consistent single target damage over time. And would say for sure that Sage Gaming, their lineup, it is consistent. It's kind of objective driven. They pick this battleground, they better have a plan. So Infernal Shrines, in case you haven't played this game yet, this is a fantastic, beautiful battleground. 3 lanes, defeat the Guardians of the Shrines, and you get a Punisher. If you're lucky, you get a John Cena. If you're lucky, you get a Randy Orton. But basically, they stun, and they're very painful. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, going in to Infernal Shrines, fresh from the Battlefield of Eternity. We got, on the blue team, Sage Gaming. And in Sage, we have Hyrene playing as the Vala, Revenant onto the Muradin, Zerkion onto the Kel'Thas, Derp playing as... Oh, sorry, Derp is the Muradin, Revenant is the Johanna, and Nelra will be playing as the Malfurion. On the red team, we got RSG, looking very strong, very good, looking poised to take this competition, and walking home with a lot of cash in the bag. We got Tanuki playing as the Tyrande, Capricorn will be playing as Feldstad, and Zappy onto the Zeratul, Vendetta playing as the Zagara, last but not least, ETC being played by CW. So far, no engagement yet. We all know what Relics would have done, they would have pushed. Seems like Resurgence wants to do the same as well, but Sage is coming from behind. Zappy spots them out. Possible blink away, but in a lot of trouble. Derp does has stumbled, and it will be enough, but that Grappling Lift does not connect. Flame Strike will. Zappy stays alive somehow, and the backline getting harassed quickly by the Remnant members here. Capricorn, Vendetta, they did a lot of work along with CW, trying to keep Zappy alive, and in turn, Zappy kept them alive by scouting out Revenant with the Condemn against the ETC. Huge rotation coming in from Resurgence. Zappy gets pinged. They try to catch him, but they don't know where he is. They walk into a trap, a bit of a stun against the Feldstab. Zerkion is going to go down for Zappy. Gets an instant heal from Tanuki. Derp also takes the fall. 2 men down on Sage Gaming. And RSG spirals ahead once again. Looking at the Zeratul, he does have Regeneration Master, but it is Tyrande's heal that really kept him up alive. So a great heal there by Tanuki. Ranger Smug reduces the cooldown by 8 seconds. That is only 12 seconds cooldown on Hunter Smug. A much needed talent pickup for Tyrande. Top Shrine once again. Still unknown what kind of a Punisher it's going to be. They're going in for the Lockdown. Revenant does have the Iron Skin, but the body block is going to be real right now. Revenant dropping very low. Will be going down at the end. Johanna takes the fall. Bottom lane. Derp, Zerkion, Nelra. Seems like it's, after all, just one big goose chase. Top Shrine, it's going to be a Mortar Punisher. And Derp mid lane soaking up the lane as much as he can. They know they got to go in, but because it's 40 count on the Guardians right now, they don't need to dive. They can take the time, let the RSG have a bit of a lead. But finally, everyone's going to rotate upwards. They also have a talent advantage right now for RSG. Master Warblade and Venom Spines, Protective Shield, looking like it's actually going to be a full-on heal to Tyrande with Double Knight Guitar on the ETC. And Flow Rider going to be on Feldstad. Derp going to be alright. They go for the reverse takedown against Zeratul, and it's going to be successful. Revenant dropping very low, way too low. Derp is going to try and bait up some spells on himself. Hyrene playing aggressively because most of the spells on the side of RSG is already expended. They will try and fight back the level disadvantage right now. In terms of Guardian count, they are 12 against 10, 13 against 9. Sorry. And a bit of a Sentinel connecting. Zeratul just came back. Revenant not full HP. Not looking good for Sage at all. They better not overextend right here. Got to play very safe. Maybe looking for the burst against Zeratul. CW goes in, but they want to get at Zerkion, and they get a Feldstad. Oh, sorry, they get a Kel'Thas. Feldstad getting channeled up quickly. A lot of damage by Derp onto Capricorn. but it will not be enough. And they rotated the kill there. 5 seconds before Kilthus comes back in. Capricorn pots back, but he does have the take flight. He's going to be back in his fight before you know it. Derp lending the Stumbolt and some extra damage onto that Zagara. Capricorn already here. Zappy goes in. Singularity Spike does connect. And seems like that's spotted, man. 5 against 5. In terms of Guardian count, I actually know what they're called right now. They're called Guardians. 28 against 25. Zappy goes in again, trying to burst down Zerkion. He did try use the Verdant Sphere to pump up his Gravity Labs. It did help him a little bit, connecting in the front line. There's also that Nether Wind upgrade, which makes it a lot easier, but it's still ahead in terms of the objective here. But half a level lead for RSG. They gotta make something happen, and quick. 5 more, 4 more, 2 more, 1 more. Will they be able to get it? Yes, they will, but Tanuki pays the price, goes down. Hyrene stays alive somehow. CW gonna try and pull back. Malfurion did take the fall, so that's 1 each side. Hyrene with a bit of a heal, but not enough. Will ultimately still go down. 2-for-1 exchange. RSG still is ahead. Mortar Punisher not very effective in lockdown, not very effective in damages. And it seems like Kilthus will go down. Once again, another awesome takedown by the Punisher. Zappy came in from the back, took out the Johanna as well. Derp looking to pull back. If Resurgence is looking so good, Relics may be in a lot of trouble next week. Zappy has to pull back. Some heals coming in there from Tanuki. Does have the better momentum, so that's gonna help reset cooldown a little bit. Trading the stunts. Some shields coming up from the Taronda, but ETC is gonna be okay, and RSG pulls back without losing anyone else. Meanwhile, we got Vendetta Soki on the mid lane, and they still don't have the level 7 for Sage. It won't be long, and they get it. There we go. In terms of talent options, it is again gonna be a right-click centric Zeratul with a very standard Zagara build on the Creep Tumor talents. Reconstitution, as well as the Endless Crypt that's granting extra vision, and they want to snatch this Siege Camp right now. They can do it. Revenant swings by, trades out the Muradin. Is it going to be enough? Kilthus is going to go down, and I think that he's also going to trade out himself, and they get no value at all, losing the Siege Camp and 2 members there. Meanwhile, for Sage, it looks to be very standard stuff. A full-on aggressive heal built for the Malfurion. Also going to see the repeating arrow. No, the Caltrops coming in. So it's a bit of a slow 20% for 2 seconds. Helps Hyrene with survivability. Most Vala players don't go for Caltrops. They will go for repeating arrow instead. But here, or if it's a multi-shot build going for searing attacks. The good news is I get to see the triple condemn build on Johanna. So it's Eternal Retaliation, Conviction, as well as a Night Takes Pawn. Kilthus going for Fission Bomb is a very standard stuff, so that is once again a standard build. Muradin with Thunderburn as well as Reverberation, and also the Stormbolt looks to be very, very good. Very standard, very consistent build. But they're 1 level down for Sage. In RSG, they are still ahead. Devouring Maw, Shadowstalk, as well as the Void Prison getting picked up. Probably want to pick up the Mosh Pit for the ETC. With so much crowd control, that is going to be really good for the team. Mighty Gus coming in as well for disengage. That is all you need. Says a lot. And probably going to be very easy Punisher. A Frost Punisher here for RSG, but for Sage, they need a level 10. They're trying to get the EXP from the structures at the bottom lane. Nelra is doing whatever he can to push, but he's not the fastest to push here. The attempt to pick up the Siege Cam gets spotted out here by Tyrannus Sentinel. Flame Strike will connect. They pick up the Siege Cam, they pulled back. The Cavalry has arrived. And a bit of a stun against Johanna. Hyrene drops very low. Caltrops very effective there, but there goes this Frost stuns from the Punisher and locks down against the Muradin. Derp in a lot of trouble, will go down. Capricorn swings by, and a big Mighty Gust blows all of them all the way back. Zircon dropping very low, and a great Void Prison there once again. Capricorn dropping very low, but we're going to see a bit of a Blessed Shield come in, and Revenant stays alive, but because he used Blessed Shield, 2 of his members are going to go down. Nelra with Tranquility popped already. It is not going to be enough. 3 men down against 1. It is a bit of a saving grace at the end, but the damage has been done. They're going to be able to pick off this fort right here. And a big mistake there by Revenant. Way too aggressive. That stun by the Punisher, it can be timed, and you know that he hasn't stunned anyone. Therefore, you don't want to be that aggressive. He also has the Iron Skin, so you want to wait for the Iron Skin to be off cooldown if it was on cooldown before playing so aggressively. We're going to lose the Punisher, but the fort is going to go down mid lane. 3-level lead once again for Resurgence. Also going to see the replay right now, so let's go for it. Meanwhile, Vendetta picks up the Bruiser Camp, or attempts the Bruiser Camp. Zappy's there to scout. Look at this. This is absolutely 101% MVP Punisher. Derp going down. Big Mighty Gust by Capricorn. And also, the Blessed Shield was a very greedy play by Revenant. He was trying to make sure that there is no barrel roll coming out. And there was no barrel roll, but this mosh pit was 100% clear to go. Tanuki with the Hunter's Mark. Just so good. So we're going back to real time right now, and just to update you guys, that attempt by Vendetta on this Bruiser Camp did not work out. He didn't go down, but it kind of like was a semi-donation for Sage. And that's how bad they are right now. They need to get whatever lead that they can get. 2 level down, RSG looking so good. Level 13 Talons coming in, and it is going to be the Mutalis. Also going to be the Assassin's Blade for our Dark Prelate, the Zeratul. Overflowing Light, it seems like, for Tyrande. Also going to see loudspeakers. After loudspeakers, it is going to be the Face Smelt. That has a bit of a slow, very nice, effective, utility-based ETC. And for Feldstedt, it will be the Crippling Hammer. Some extra slows going out as well. Gravity Lapse from Zerkion, not very much on point against a Feldstedt. It's kind of hard to catch a Feldstedt that has got a bit of increased movement speed because of his Tailwind. Okay, another Shrine spawns. Sage not in a condition for a team fight. They're going to get a level 13 first before they force a fight out of RSG. But it may already be too late by then. Oh, Nelra in a lot of trouble. CW goes in, and it will be a takedown. Capricorn flies in to take the trophy. Look at Zagara soloing the Guardians here. 2-man Void Prison, big plays coming in. CW looking for the stun, goes in, perfectly timed. Zircon going down. Blessed Shield from Revenant did not connect there. Even if it did, will not have saved the teammate at all. That's only a 3-target Blessed Shield. They also had a very nicely positioned Feldstedt. It is 100% kill right there. Resurgence. They're going in for the Shrine, but a very slow speed. Revenant getting baited. And the stuns connecting. Revenant popping the Iron Skin. Revenant still going down at the end. There is no vision there at all, but 25 seconds before Revenant respawns. 4 men on the side of Sage still up. And it's pretty clear that this Shrine is going to go towards RSG. Level 13 finally met by Sage, but we have a very standard set of talent pickups. I would say that it's a Frost Shot, Burning Rage, a Life Seed from Malfurion, Thunder Strike from Muradin, Chain Bomb for Kel'Thas. Kel'Thas needs 16 to stay alive. He needs the Arcane Barrier against such a gang-centric and burst-centric lineup. They should have gotten the first Immortal, but they were too greedy, and that just went down south. Early game, would say that Zeratul is definitely roam-centric, and you have also got to run it going for a True Shot Aura. That's 15% extra basic attack to allies, guys. That is painful. That is painful because Zeratul, apart from double bombs, being the only talent there that helps him buff up ability damage, It's gonna be so painful with right click. With Master Wall Blade, with Assassin's Blade. It's very good for him. Also gonna see the Airy Gust. That's a reduction of the activation time for Tailwind to 2 seconds. And increasing of the movement speed there. Gonna be very careful. A fight breaks out right there. Murden gets bursted already. Taking in a lot of damage, pops the Avatar, but Kel'Thas will go down first. And a 2-man Void Prison zoning out the members. The Revenant is the only one that's not in the VP. And there goes the Deverma. This is how you use the combo. Revenant is gonna go down. There goes the Mosh Pit. It connects on 3. And they all do the Harlem Shake. When they wake up, they will not find anyone else. That's a lie. 5-man goes down. It's a 5-man team wipe. We gonna see a 3-level lead RSG victory here in 20 seconds. We got a replay, but it's not time for a replay yet. Looks like the keep is gonna go down. Not so sure if the core is gonna go down. The Arcane Punisher is the most punishing Punisher in this entire game out of all 3 affixes, because those are the same beams that killed all my hardcore characters in Diablo 3, and they really hurt. We got a fight happening once again. Bit of a stun against Karlstad. Revenant tried to use the Condemn to pull him in, but was not effective at all. Phoenix for defense, and RSG's out. So let's go into the replay right now of the last fight. Oh, we actually have a fight going on here. Okay, we're back, guys, it's okay. We're also gonna see the Mighty Guys, but Derp jumps back in again. They're also gonna try and pick this one up. They want to make sure they get it. CW dropping very low, going down at the end. A nice position there coming in from the Vala, straight from the backside. Tanuki also taking the fall, and the chain ball goes boom, baby. Down goes the Kel'Thas. But already we're gonna lose that Tyrande. Zappy pulling back. Capricorn does have the barrel. A 3-man Void Prison by Zappy. The plays by Zappy. Too good. Look at that. Unbelievable. They managed to even a trade. They did lose the camp, but I think it didn't matter at the end. We hold on, Zappy. Zappy goes in, a bit of a burst against Hyrene. Hyrene already has got a Bluff of Blood. It's not gonna be easy to take him down, but there goes the Zeratul, already gone, getting punished by Sage, and there's still 3 level down. So RSG, they're not going anywhere. It's just a bit of a over-aggressive play on the side of Zeratul. Sage, they really want to push this. I really want to bring out a replay, but I cannot do it because I don't know if the fort is going to go down, the shrine's going to be up. I think, guys, let's just drop the replay. We're not going to have the chance to show it. The shrine's up. The fort is probably still going to stand. And there we go. Look at this position right here, the last fight. And it seems that Derp took way too much damage. A great Void Prison, that is enough. This is what happened when you try and take refuge within a Void Prison. It's not going to work out. The Devouring Wall punishes that. And perfectly timed Mosh Pit, it's enough for a team wipe. Now let's go back to real time, in which it's a bit of a trade between objective as well as a keep. Would say that Resurgence did the right thing because they want to get a level 20. They also got it, which puts them in a great position for defense against this Punisher. The Punisher by himself is not going to push far. It is, after all, only going to target against heroes. Derp. Oh, he is getting denied. Hearthstone, not possible. Zerkion will go down. He pops the Arcane Barrier out of frustration, but will go down at the end. And for Muradin, also trying to pull back. Pops the Avatar. Teammates, they're all here. Capricorn going in. Derp still the Chocolate King. Still nice, Dolph Toss. He bought a lot of time. The Punisher did push down the fort. They're almost level 18 right now. Derp is, oh, misses the stumble. Would have been a possible runaway once again. But finally, going down 24 seconds after Zeratul. Oh, sorry, after Kel'Thas. Zeratul was the one who picked up the Kel'Thas right there. And as you can see, the Punisher did its work. Still a 2-level lead here for RSG. Sage, maybe level 20 is where they even a fight. But we also gonna see Bolt of the Storm, Nexus Blades, Zeratul hurts a lot right now. Look at the right-click damage going in against Nelra. Nelra is not able to hold off this aggression. Does not have the ice block. Hyrene popping strafe just like that. He probably wanted to preempt overly aggressive Zappy. Revenant tries to scout out the siege camp there. Zappy gets a bit of kill from Tanuki. It's going to be okay. Probably wants to pop the Mighty Gust. Capricorn already in position. Hyrene's going to go down without blood for blood. It's not going to be enough. That goes to two-man devouring mod. This could be game. CW wants to land a mosh pit once again. He goes in. Great. Perfectly timed. Mosh pit not even needed. Two men down. Three. Make it four. We already had got the last guy, Derp, getting slowed by Singularity Spike. Double bombs. That's what Zappy has. They call GG. Derp still alive, but not for long. There goes the mosh pit. He sings the tunes of celebration, and it could be game here. Resurgence will definitely be locking down the core. It is looking like it's game. It's 100% a game here. RSG still not dropping a game with a flawless game played here in day number 2 of the SG Spring Pro League. They walk home with 6 points, and Sage stays at 1. Right now, we will try and update the brackets, and we'll bring you the brackets as much as possible, but we got to replay first. And there we go. This is the replay. And you can see that the positioning already a little bit messed up here coming from Sage. But they really want to burst on Zappy. It's just a little bit unfortunate Zircon and you could say the Vala and Kilthus just didn't have enough damage against Zappy. Could just be because Tyrande heals a little bit too much. I don't know. And there is a Regeneration Master up on Zeratul, but I don't think it had a huge impact. Fantastic execution of the Wombo combo here. Kind of like the fact that this team purely focused on the Zeratul damage factor, and it worked out for them because they had True Shot Aura coming out from the Tyrande. They also had just really good execution by the Feldstad. We'd like to bring you guys to the scoreboard after this one, the stats. We're looking at 48,000 hero damage coming out from Zeratul. Zappy, a melee assassin, with 48,000 hero damage. That's how painful he was. He had 11 kills and 2 deaths. This guy is playing out of his brains right now. And so effective. Capricorn, 48,000. Equally good. A lot better in siege damage, but only 7 kills compared to Zappy. And at this particular point, I think we're just comparing the hero damage and the takedowns. But it is not going to matter much, if you ask me. They are all very good players. As you can see, execution, perfect, flawless. So far, we've seen POB try to pull the same stunt against Relics today, and it didn't work out. Probably Relics knows how to play against this composition. What's the secret against this composition? The positioning, the last minute responses. Maybe they know. It would be exciting to see that unfold next week, where Relics faces off against Resurgence. So here we go. This is the bracket. And as you can see, the points, don't look at the points different. The points different is a calculation. But if you look at the score is what we are tabulating right here. Relics actually has got a wrong score. Relics has got 4 points. That's correct, but Resurgence should be having 6. And that's going to take a while to update. Resurgence with 6, and we also got Sage Gaming with only 1 point. That's a loss for them. Seems like the system did not register Resurgence versus Sage. Shalonch needs to fix this somehow. Okay, but anyway, we got a separate side of the bracket that's going to get updated on our website, esports.heroc.com. There we go. Just a refresh would have fixed it. 6 points on Resurgence. They lead the scoreboard right now. Relics with 4 points, coming in very close to behind. Sage Gaming remains at 1 point, which means that their run for this competition has come to an end. But they're still going to play off against Power of Belief for seeding next week. Relics versus Resurgence is going to decide it all. If it's a tie, We're going to see Relics at 5 points and Resurgence at 7, so Resurgence is still going to win. If Relics wins, they win. They will get 7 points. Resurgence stays at 6. If Resurgence wins just 1 game, they will be the champions of the Spring Pro League. And we'll walk home with 3,500 Singapore dollars and the top seed in the SEA Finals. All right, we're done with today's broadcast, guys. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Of course, the games today went a little bit one-sided. I absolutely agree with that. That is just really, really good for Resurgence. It shows how awesome they are. And this only is a testament to how exciting next week's game's going to be. Because next week, Relics against Resurgence. Resurgence 2.0, if I may, with new roster looking really, really strong. Zappy, CW, Capricorn Vendetta. This is the team, man. Also, huge props to Tanuki. He healed up a lot. 45,000 on heals compared to the good old husband. 34,000 only, but that's about it. And if you enjoyed this custom coverage, guys, give me a follow on my Twitter at BabelCus. And also do follow us, the official SE account for esports on Twitter. That is at BlissHeroesSEA. And tweet at us using the hashtag SGSpringPro. That's all we have for you right now. I am actually going to address some of the crowd that has been tweeting at us. So give me a moment while I pull that one out. And we know that the game was really, really close. Throne Gauntlet, shout out to you again for tweeting. It was really, really questionable. That Kel'Thas walking towards the Punisher, it was really unbelievable. But I would say for sure that that's a mistake. And Sage, they're still a very new team. They have only been together for a total of 2 months now. No, 1 month. Just 1 full month. If you consider qualify as well, that's 2 months. Right, so still a long way for them. And definitely, I'm already very impressed with the way they played today. Rather, last week against Relics. Today, clearly Resurgence is up to something. And this is only going to be very exciting for next week where Relics may actually have finally met their match. So I'm hyped up for that game at 9 p.m. 8 p.m. is the game between Sage Gaming and Power of Belief. So I leave you with excitement and hype. And once again, thank you for tuning in. Joining me today is Zenden and Wayne the Big Fella. We are very happy to have you today. So see you again next Friday, 8 p.m. sharp is the SG Spring Pro League. You will also be hearing from me on Sunday for the Gold League Season 2 Finals. I'm going to be casting with Gillyweed. That's going to be very fun. So shout out to Gilly for agreeing to do this with me. The Gold League is going to happen. It's actually still happening right now in another stream. So do tune into that one there. And have a good night, guys. See you guys wherever you are. Have a great day and enjoy your weekend. Nice 3-man stun from CW. Derp dropping very low, having to pull back out against Zircon. Now going to be in a bit of the hot spot. We'll be okay. Nelra again doing a lot of damage against the ETC. Going to be very careful. There goes yet another Breath of Heaven. Derp's going to be okay. Goes in for the chase, but will go down. Nelra not able to pick up the last hit there. No, ETC is going to be okay. Hyrene drops as well. Nelra now going down, but still stays alive somehow. Revenant going to pull back with a Dwarf Toss. Dropping a little bit too much HP now. Will be okay. 4 men down on Sage Gaming.